Cafe. Anyway.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Good after whatever you are listening to the show. Good after morning, afternoon, evening, whatever. Hello, it's Mike Matthews.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast. This is the show where I start to sing at the very beginning of the show, and people are like, "What? Why is he singing that song? What's he doing? Has he gone off his nut?" And then I'm singing, but then I stop and I sing some more and I talk about things, and it's like, pop, the song's over with. Pop goes the world. Yes.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I just watched a guy on YouTube, a young fella, and it was a podcast / video
Podcast.
YouTube thing.
Yeah.
Basically a commentary type production. And he was discussing how particular religions, Christian-based religions, but I'm sure there are other religions as well that really that have the whole end of days concept in their religion, how they are capitalizing on this whole war going on in Ukraine, how they're using it to make money. Send your donations now because the end is nigh. The end of the world is coming. And he did a whole thing where he went back and he plotted out all these. It blows my mind. As if we don't have enough stress on us these days. We got to worry about the end of the world as well. Well, as Winston Churchill said, did he say that? Keep calm and carry on and that kind of thing. And maybe that's a little bit more of that should be preached and less of the end is coming soon. Oh, and they showed this one video of a guy this is in 2020. He was predicting the end of the world because of the coronavirus. He said, it's the end of the days.
And here's today's podcast picture.
It's the end of days. That's like saying it's the end of days time-wise. So they're saying that we won't have any more days is what they're saying. So you and I won't have any more days. So that's it. Done. It's like end of wave files here in my podcast, and then it's done. But at any rate, it's fascinating. And you're going to hear a lot of that. I know, Basil. It's an interesting... But people make money. This is how people make money. Oh, that's what I was going to say. The late, great Basil the Boxer. This is what they said. They said, the phrase that I hate the most, the phrase that does not pay, end of days, is when people say, to be sure. I hate that expression. To be sure. To be sure, it's the end of days. A couple of phrases I hate all next to each other. My point being, lots of entertaining stuff on the YouTube, isn't there? N'est-ce pas? All right, here we go. Let's say you're driving. Today I did not commute into work. I had so much going on dealing with my late mom's estate and realizing all of a sudden, hey, we got tax day coming up in about 25 days or so. So I need to get on it. Lots of stuff. So I worked from home today. Thank you to my company for letting me do that. But a lot of us are driving. A lot of us hate to drive because gas prices are ridiculous. A lot of people are thinking about, hey, let's get an electric car. But that's crazy expensive. Who can afford that? We have tech in almost every area of our lives, from our smart homes to our offices to phones we carry in our pocket. And tech is also transforming our experience as motorists. Some tech, such as autonomous driving aids, are built into newer vehicles, but there are plenty of smart aftermarket gadgets to consider adding to your car to improve your daily commute or your road trips. Here's a couple. My microphone is not directional, or it is directional. In other words, if I'm not in the direction of the microphone, you can't hear me very well. Because I'm way over here. Here at Cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, where it's very cold. Although tomorrow I hear the temperature is going to shoot up a tad. That's exciting. Hey, met a lot of my neighbors because the cat Rodler, who I posted pictures of, I even did a video on the YouTube channel for Mike's Daily Podcast and on the website, MikesDailyPodcast.com. He's still missing. And we're trying to be hopeful, but it's very difficult. But my lovely lady friend posted on a couple of different websites about him missing, and somebody got back to us who was a huge cat fan. A cat woman, a cat person, someone who loves cats. And she had all these suggestions for us, which basically, if I had, let's say, if I quit my job, I could probably do all of the suggestions. She suggested a doozy of them on how to find the cat. But she believes, she's like, don't think your kitty's gone. Kitty's alive. So we'll see. But we did put up a lot of flyers and talk to a lot of neighbors. And it's good to get to know your neighbors. We spend years not talking to each other. And where's the sense of community? Where's the sense of being humans? We're social beings. We need to talk to each other. We need to know what's going on. We need to keep an eye on the neighborhood. And that's a plus side of Nextdoor. But we shouldn't just rely on the internet. We need to actually walk across the street and talk to each other. That's a lesson I learned yesterday. But if your vehicle doesn't already have a built-in backup camera, mine does not, there are wireless backup cameras. They offer increased visibility while reversing thanks to a wide-angle camera. And who wants to turn their neck anyway? That's so ouch. I have to, But actually, you probably should. That's telling you need to do some more flexing, Mike. Turn your neck every once in a while. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. You can view one of these type cameras on a dashboard-mounted monitor. Let's see. You can view on a dashboard-mounted monitor the camera. Just that the whole thing is, though, you're being distracted by that when you should be looking all around. I'm a little suspicious of having too many monitors in your car. The big monitor should be your windows, and you should be looking all around you all the time and being very aware of what's happening. Some models will beep if you get too close to an object and can show digital markers to help line up with a parking spot. Wireless cameras eliminate the hassle of running cables through your car, truck, SUV, or RV. There's also dash cams mounted onto a vehicle's windshield. These small cameras record both video and audio from a first-person perspective, and they're helpful if you ever need evidence of an incident on the road. They usually have a small screen to view video, but most users review footage on a computer, on a phone, or a TV via a removable memory card or through Wi-Fi. Instead of calling a roadside assistance company to juice up a dead battery, and this is a great tip. I may not agree with all of these tips, but I definitely agree with this one. You need to keep a portable, definitely have power cables, jumper cables in your car. This guy, Mark Saltzman, he suggests keeping a portable power bank in your trunk that can give you a boost in the event you need it. Yeah, because in my case, I have to find somebody, some nice person, a nice neighbor, someone in my community, getting to know my community to get a jump. Pop your hood, connect those red and black clamps to your car's battery, turn on the ignition. Some models have charging capability for your phone and other devices, and a few can also add air to your tires. And additional suggestions for car tech accessories, including an ultra-bright LED light bar to place below your grille to increase visibility, a portable power inverter that lets you use your AC and USB power devices in your car when connected to your vehicle's DC outlet. And emergency roadside hazard lights are also good ideas to have. To get real-time directions while driving, take advantage of free apps that let you use your voice to safely set a destination and hear turn-by-turn directions. Yes, it uses your voice. Some of those apps are built into your phone, such as Apple Maps. Now, I have not checked out Apple Maps lately, but there was a time that if you used Apple Maps, you might as well have just driven off the road and into a tree. There is a very dangerous app. Not good at all, but maybe they've updated it. Part of the reason I heard why Apple Maps was so bad was because they were copying Google Maps too well. And Google said, no, you can't do this, you can't have this, you can't have that. And took away all the features that Google Maps had that made it safe to use. And thus Apple Maps became very dangerous. So that being said, there's also Google Maps, and consider downloading apps such as Nexit and Waze that offer advanced features. I didn't like how Waze had, which by the way, I think Google owns Waze, so they took a lot of stuff off of Waze and put it into Google Maps anyway. But Waze has too much going on, and that's too distracting, as I was talking about earlier. About looking at too many monitors. You should just be looking out the window. Waze calculates the fastest route by collecting information directly from users. Yeah, but I don't know if all those users are exactly trustworthy. Anyway, Cafe Anyway, did I mention the podcast picture is of, I think it's going to be Lake Merritt today. So, that's somewhere I went to on Saturday. Or possibly Lafayette. One of the two. See it at MikesDailyPodcast.com, but we're outside a Cafe Anyway, close to the parking lot, getting ready to go. But look who's here. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Before everybody goes, they should stop by the gift shop and buy a snow globe, Mike Matthews. When you look at the snow globe, do you say Rosebud? Why? Well, it's because of... Never mind. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike. This is Floyd the Floorman, Citizen Kane. And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike. Fascinating, all of those tools that you can use in your car to make it more modern these days. And that people love cats. They do love cats. Oh my, do they love cats. People are there to help you. And everybody we talk to, all the neighbors, they love cats too. It's a cat-loving neighborhood. Unlike a lot of people I know in general that aren't cat fans. So wish us the best. What do you suggest we do to try and find the wonderful Rodler, who I hope is okay? And maybe just, as somebody said to me, maybe just a family with some cute kids. They saw Rodler and said, oh, that would be a great kid, a great pet for our kids. And the kids are just loving that cat. Maybe that's where he is. I hope. Next show, it'll be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. You can tell me what you think. 336mm daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM as in Mike Matthews daily, as in what this podcast tries to be. Has been now for a couple of days. We'll see how it goes. Yes, thank you for listening to episode 2402.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!